If you all stand up, and please stretch. Please actually stretch, because this technique is by far the subtlest. Take a minute or two. If you want to just even bounce on the spot or actually jump on the spot 10 times, that would be great. Just actually really shake everything out. The more we shake our body, the more it activates, relax. So, yep, perfect. Just bounce or jump. When you're ready, you can be sitting back down. And gently close your eyes. Avoid taking the support of your backrest. So just wiggling forward on your chair so you're not actually leaning on the back. Physically holding yourself upright is helping you create awareness. Take a deep breath in. Slowly, gently breathe out. A few more conscious deep breaths in. So slow, soft breaths out. With the in-breath, feel your body expand. With the out-breath, feel your body relax. Deliberately make the breath smooth and gentle. Deep and slow. And with every breath, bring yourself more and more into this present moment of time. And bring to mind a form of divinity. It might be the form of the Lord that you are comfortable with from your tradition. Maybe just light, or something from nature that inspires you and invokes reverence. And spend a few moments with this form of divinity. Fill your heart with gratitude for all the guidance that we have received from all great masters. And feel yourself intimately connected to divinity. Feel this form of divinity as your very own. You belong to it, or he or she as much as it belongs to you. And seek guidance for the session. Seek strength. Seek patience. Invoke from this divinity the qualities needed in meditation. Invoke dispassion, alertness, once again. Visualize a river flowing and you sitting on the banks, watching the flow of water. To help you contrast, for a moment, visualize yourself in the water, being swept away by the current. Know that feeling to be encouraging the thoughts. See yourself in the river, trying to flow against the current, becoming exhausted in the process. Know that feeling to be resisting. See yourself sitting once again on the banks, making comments from moment to moment on everything you see. As radio announcers do, to relay the events of an event. Know this to be verbalizing. We are aware of analyzing and judgment. When we verbalize, analyzing and judgment become more easy. Notice trees or plants or birds nearby. How they watch the river. Without judgment, without analyzing, without verbalizing, without getting swept away or fighting its current. And as the forces in nature, we too sit on the banks of the river, simply enjoying its flow, aware of all details, doing nothing, seeing everything. Turn your attention to your mind. And just as you watch the flow of water, watch the flow of your thoughts. Simply notice them and let them pass. When we lose awareness, we start any one of the rivage. Usually, we encourage the thought and build it up. If you do, that's okay. The moment you become aware, let go of the building up of that thought. Let go of the thought. Return to just watching. Notice how quickly it comes back, or notice what it's replaced with. Just staying in awareness until it passes. Be aware of the thought and be aware of any reaction to the thought. And stay in watchful awareness for as long as you can. If the mind does wander, bring it back to watchful awareness. Take a deep breath in, slowly, gently breathing out. Bring back to mind the form of divinity. If your efforts in this session was easy and pleasurable, offer that to the divine. If your efforts in this session were scattered and difficult, challenging, distracting, offer that to the divine. Whatever the experience was, bow down to the divine with gratitude for even having the opportunity to attempt every step in the right direction takes us closer to where we want to go. Notice any reactions in your mind, judgments, analyzing of your efforts in this session and how it went, and just witness it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands to your hearts, your chin down to your chest, and physically bow down. And then slowly, in whichever way is comfortable to you, returning to open eyes. So in the first session, we just practiced going from body to mind, using body as an anchor, using breath to connect. And then last week, we saw that we get very distracted by desires. And so we practice the feeling of fullness and invoking into our lives what we need so that we can then focus on quiet. And today we did the final stage of meditation, which is called Sakshi Bhav, witness attitude in English. I think more important than which part of it is, how aware are we? Because mind is watching mind, or intellect is watching mind, or mind is watching body. All of that happens. It's not so clear cut. But for these sessions, I think the focus is how aware are you? Even if it's mind, watching mind, the level of awareness that we have of the mind. And are we analyzing, judging, verbalizing, resisting, encouraging? So encouraging a thought is doing. Resisting a thought is doing. Judging the thought is doing. So we want to just see the thought. It's there, it's there. And then not do anything with the thought. So our habit is to do. So we want to undo that habit. Just like if I get a habit of drinking coffee every day, I want to undo the habit so that I don't even think about coffee. So the not having coffee becomes normal. So right now the judging is normal. The building up of the thought is normal. I'm trying to get just noticing the thought and leaving it alone to be normal. But if today was the first time you did it, would have been hard. Because you don't even know we're building it up. Then you hear my voice again and you're like, oh yeah. And then sometimes even if you hear my voice again, you're like, never mind what she's saying. My thought is really interesting. I'm going to stick with thinking what I'm thinking. I don't want to let go of this thought. Even if it's a painful thought. We don't want to let go of the thoughts necessarily. Sometimes we want to let go of the thoughts, but very often we don't. Even the painful ones. For some reason, we hold on to it. Often we feel we need to hold on to it. It's familiar, so we hold on to it. Not having that thought is not familiar, so not comfortable. Why we meditate? To get to know ourselves. Benefits of meditating? The list is very long. Decreases high blood pressure, improves cholesterol, improves sleep, helps people make decisions better, improves self-esteem. But that's not why we are meditating. We meditate to get to know ourselves better. Because right now we don't know ourselves. And so get to know the mind. Even our minds we don't know. They're very tricky. They make us think lots of things without us realizing it. So we get to know our own minds better. And then we get to know that divine essence in ourselves. But first we have to get to know the mind. Even our personality layers. In fact, we have to know the personality layers. Because lots of our obstructions are in the personality layers. There's some books, if you would like to read up on meditation. There's a book called Meditation and Life, written by Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya. It was one of the few books I read which I didn't have to read. I only read when I have to read. And so when we were studying, I had to read what we were studying. But this book is very, very reassuring for anybody who's attempting to meditate. It gives great clarity on what needs to be done, but it also gives you so much encouragement to keep going. And he writes beautifully. He was a journalist, so he writes very, very eloquently. And so it's a good read. And you close the book thinking, yeah, I'm going to meditate. I can do this. So knowledge is your foundation upon which you can do any of these techniques. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.